Hi everyone, I'm Doris from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you how to make the Chinese aesthetics series, the Lotus Pillowcase. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for susud.com on the website to view it. This pillowcase is made up of two different fabric pieces, the front and the back. First, complete the back piece, then, work on the front piece. While crocheting the front piece, you need to join it with the back piece. After completing it, sew buttons onto the opening position. First, let's learn the crocheting method for the back piece. The back piece uses the magic ring technique. Crochet counterclockwise in rounds outward from the magic ring. During the crocheting process, change to the corresponding color yarn after every 2 rounds. The stitches used include chain stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and slip stitch. Now, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Get the yarn. For your convenience in seeing more clearly, I will use thicker yarn for this demonstration. The colors are random. For specific yarn, color schemes, and crochet hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with a magic ring. After completing the magic ring, start with the first round. First, work 2 chains as a turning chain. These 2 chains count as 1 half double crochet, then chain 2 as an interval. Next, work 1 half double crochet into the magic ring. After completing it, chain 2 for the interval. Then, work another half double crochet into the magic ring. For the first round including the turning chain, you need to work a total of 6 half double crochets into the magic ring. Chain 2 between each half double crochet for interval. Work this round completely. After completing the last 2 chains, close the magic ring. Then, at the second chain of the turning chain, which is the third braid to the right of the half double crochet stitch, pick up 2 strands. Make 1 slip stitch to join. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Tighten the yarn. This way, the first round is now complete. Move on to the second round. Here, you need to adjust the starting position. Transition using the slip stitch. Insert the hook into the adjacent chain space. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Pay attention, everyone. The slip stitch here is represented by an oval solid dot symbol, which means you don't need to tighten it. Now, the yarn tail has been adjusted to the corresponding position. Work 1 chain to begin. Then make 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Next, work 3 chains. After completing that, make 1 single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Then work 3 chains. This round involves crocheting single crochets into the chain spaces from the previous round. There should be 3 chains between each pair of single crochets. Everyone, refer to the chart to finish the remaining part of this round. Finally, after completing the last 3 chains, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet and pull tight. Since round 3 requires a color change for crocheting, here, work 1 chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and fasten off the yarn. This way, the second round is completed. Next, we will work on the third round. Insert your hook into the chain space on the right side of where the yarn was broken in round 2. Pick up the corresponding color yarn. Make a slip knot with the yarn tail. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Draw up the loop. Slightly adjust the loop size. Then make 3 chains as turning chain. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. Chain 2 for the interval next. Then work 1 double crochet in the same space. Chain 2 for another interval. After completing, work 1 double crochet in the adjacent chain space. Chain 2 again. Then work another double crochet in the same space. For this round, work 2 double crochets in each chain space from the previous round. Between double crochets, chain 2 as intervals. Follow this pattern. Complete the remaining part of this round. After finishing with the last 2 chains, join with a slip stitch to the third braid of the turning chain. Pull tight. That's it. Round 3 is now complete. Next, let's work the round 4. First, adjust the starting position. Insert the hook into the adjacent chain space. Make 1 slip stitch. The slip stitch here should not be tightened. I want to emphasize again, a round solid dot means you need to tighten. An oval solid dot means no tightening is needed. For all the subsequent even rounds, you need to adjust the starting position like this. I won't repeat this for the following rounds. Now the yarn tail has been adjusted to the corresponding position. Work 1 chain to start. Then make 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Next, work 3 chains. After completing, make 1 single crochet into the next chain space. This round involves making 1 single crochet in each chain space from the previous round. Work 3 chains between each 2 single crochets. Follow this pattern to complete the remaining part of this round. After completing the last 3 chains, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. Since the 5th round requires a color change, work 1 chain to secure. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. That way, the 4th round is completed. Now let's move on to the 5th round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Make a slip knot with the tail. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Then, at the position where the 4th round was broken off, insert the hook into the chain space on the right. Draw the loop through. Adjust the loop size slightly. For all odd rounds going forward, You can change colors using this method, then make 3 chains as the turning chain. Next, crochet 1 chain for the interval. Then work 4 double crochets into the adjacent chain space. Place the adjacent yarn tail above the hook. And hide it as you continue crocheting. Follow the chart to complete the remaining part of this round. When finished, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. That's it. The 5th round is now complete. For the remaining rounds on the back piece, just follow the stitch pattern on the chart to crochet. Remember to adjust the starting position for each even-numbered round. Don't forget to fasten off the yarn at the end of each round. Keep in mind that the number of chain stitches and double crochets may vary between rounds. Refer to the chart and complete all the rounds. Once everything is done, weave all the yarn tails into the wrong side of the fabric along the texture. After hiding the tails securely, trim them off. That's it. The tutorial for the back piece is now complete. Next, let's look at the front piece. It is divided into section 1 and section 2. Let's start with section 1. Use the magic ring technique to begin. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise for this pattern. The new stitches used include the HDC 3 puff stitch and the half double crochet cluster pattern. Now, please watch as I demonstrate the detailed crochet method. First, start with a magic ring. After completing the magic ring, begin crocheting the first round. Start by making 2 chain stitches as your turning chain. Then, crochet 1 HDC 3 puff stitch. Begin with 3 incomplete half double crochet stitches. 1. Note: for the incomplete half double crochet, ensure that the loop matches the height of the turning chain. After finishing each stitch, use your middle finger to hold the loop in place. 2. Three. After completing, yarn over, and draw through all the loops on the hook once. That completes 1 HDC 3 puff stitch. From now on, we'll simply call it a puff stitch, since counting rounds might be inconvenient for this pattern. At the starting position of each round, you can place a stitch marker on the turning chain. This marks the first stitch position of round 1. Next, work 3 chain stitches. Pull the first chain tight. After completing, pick up 1 strand from the first chain stitch. Work 3 incomplete half double crochets. Pay attention to keep the height consistent with the chain stitches. After completing the 3 incomplete half double crochets, pick up the loop of the magic ring, and work 3 more incomplete half double crochets. Take note of the height for these incomplete stitches. It will look similar to the puff stitch on the right. After completing, yarn over, and draw through all loops on the hook at once. This completes a special puff stitch cluster. Afterward, we will refer to this stitch as cluster pattern 1. Next, work 3 chain stitches. Tighten the first chain stitch as well. After completing, continue with cluster pattern 1. Start by picking up 1 strand from the first chain stitch here. Work 3 incomplete half double crochets. Then, pick up the magic ring loop, and work 3 more incomplete half double crochets. Yarn over, and pull through all loops on the hook at once. Another cluster pattern 1 is complete. Continue with 3 chain stitches. Tighten the first stitch. You need to make 5 of these cluster pattern 1s in this round. So far, you have completed 2. Everyone, finish the remaining 3 clusters. After completing each cluster pattern 1, work 3 chain stitches, and make sure to tighten the first chain stitch each time. After finishing the last cluster pattern 1, work 3 chain stitches. Then, pick up 1 strand of the first chain stitch, and work 1 puff stitch. Now, close the magic ring. Then, pick the insertion point of the incomplete half double crochet here, and work 1 slip stitch to join. Tighten. Everyone, take a look. This is what the first round of section 1 of the front piece looks like after completion. Next, we'll work the second round. Work 2 chains as a turning chain. You can also place a stitch marker on the turning chain. to mark the starting position of the second round. Then, pick the insertion point of the slip stitch from the previous round, and work 1 HDC3 puff stitch. Then, work 3 chain stitches. Then pick the strand of the first chain stitch here, and the insertion point of the puff stitch below, and the insertion point for the incomplete stitch on the left. Work 3 incomplete half double crochets separately. After completing them, since there will be many loops on the hook, you can let out a small section here like this. Pinch it with your hand. Then yarn over, and pull the yarn through all loops at once. While pulling through, release the small section of yarn. This way, it's less likely to tighten the loops here accidentally. Now we've completed a new cluster pattern. Later, we'll call this stitch pattern cluster pattern 2. Next, work 3 chain stitches. The first stitch should be tightened as well. Then, work 1 cluster pattern 1. First, pick up the first chain stitch, and work 3 incomplete half double crochets. Then, pick up previous cluster pattern 2, the insertion points for the last 3 incomplete stitches. Work 3 incomplete half double crochets. Then, work 3 chain stitches. After completing it, work 1 cluster pattern 2. Everyone, pay attention to the stitch insertion points. Next, work 3 chain stitches. This round consists of repeating cluster pattern 2 and cluster pattern 1. After completing each pattern, you need to work 3 chain stitches. Everyone, refer to the chart and finish them. The last 3 incomplete half double crochets of the final cluster pattern 2 are worked into the insertion points of the slip stitch from the previous round. After completing it, work 3 chain stitches. Then pick up 1 strand of yarn from the first chain stitch. Work 1 HDC3 puff stitch. Then, at the insertion point on the left side, pick up and join with 1 slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. Like this. The second round is complete. After completing the second round, you can measure the diameter of the fabric piece. Compare it with the chart. If there's a significant difference, adjust the height of the incomplete half double crochets. Recrochet if necessary. Continue to work on the third round. Work 2 chains as a turning chain. After completing it, place a stitch marker on the turning chain for marking. Then, in the insertion point of the slip stitch from the previous round, work 1 HDC3 puff stitch. After completing, work 3 chains. Then crochet 1 cluster pattern 2. Everyone, pay attention to the insertion point. Next, work 3 chains. After completing, crochet another cluster pattern 2. Then work 3 chains again. Next, crochet 1 cluster pattern 1. This round consists of 2 repeats of cluster pattern 2, and 1 repeat of cluster pattern 1 in sequence. Similarly, after each cluster pattern is completed, work 3 chains. Refer to the chart and finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last 2 cluster pattern 2, work 3 chains. Then pick up 1 strand of the first chain, and crochet 1 HDC3 puff stitch. Then, at the insertion point on the left side, pick up and join with 1 slip stitch. Tighten. That's it. The third round is now completed. Take a look at the chart for reference. Next, from here all the way to the 9th round. Every round starts with making 2 chains as the turning chain. Then crochet 1 HDC 3 puff stitch. The ending of each round is always 3 chains. Then pick up the first chain and crochet 1 puff stitch. Finally, join with a slip stitch. The middle part consists of crocheting cluster patterns. The third round consists of 2 cluster pattern 2 and 1 cluster pattern 1, repeated in sequence. The fourth round consists of 3 cluster pattern 2, and 1 cluster pattern 1, repeated in sequence. The fifth round consists of 4 cluster pattern 2, and 1 cluster pattern 1, repeated in sequence. Continue in this manner. Everyone can refer to the chart and follow the pattern. Finish rounds 4 through 9. Remember to place a stitch marker at the starting position of each round. After completing, continue with round 10. This is my sample swatch, so the number of rounds is smaller. First, adjust the starting position. Insert the hook into the chain space on the left side. Make 1 slip stitch. Now the yarn tail is adjusted to the corresponding position. Chain 1 as a turning chain. Then work 3 single crochets in the same chain space. After completing, work 3 single crochets in the adjacent chain space. Next, work 4 single crochets in the left chain space. We consider these 10 single crochets as one group. Afterward, work 10 single crochets in every 3 chain spaces. Everyone follow this pattern to complete the round. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. Then chain 1 to secure. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. This way, the 10th round is completed. The section 1 of the front piece is done. Next, let's look at the section 2. Continue crocheting in rounds based on the section 1. Use color changes and different stitch techniques to create patterns. Many new stitches are involved. All of them are explained in the chart, so I won't list them all here. Now, please watch me demonstrate the specific crochet method. Let's start with the first round. Pick up the fabric piece. You can see the last round of single crochet stitches from section 1. There are strands of yarn like this behind it. This is the wrong side of the piece. Take the corresponding yarn. Make a slip knot with the yarn tail. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Here, I'll use this small sample to demonstrate. This round counts as the last round of section 1. The right side of the fabric is facing you. Insert the hook from behind any single crochet stitch. Then insert it into the adjacent stitch on the left. Draw the loop through. Slightly adjust the loop size. Make 3 chains to start. These 3 chains count as one back post double crochet. Move on to the next back post double crochet. Yarn over. Exit from the back of the stitch you just inserted into. Then insert it from the left side. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Finish it using the method for making a double crochet. That completes one back post double crochet. It means that the technique for a back post double crochet is identical to the technique for a double crochet, except for the insertion point. Instead of inserting into the stitch, you pick it up from the back, going from right to left and picking up the corresponding stitch. Continue with the next stitch. Pay attention to the insertion point of the stitch. Yarn over. Insert from back to front. Then exit from the left side. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Complete this stitch. Another back post double crochet is done. Continue afterward, matching one stitch to another for the back post double crochets. Finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. Tighten the yarn. Then fasten off normally. That's it. The first round of section 2 of the front piece is now complete. Move on to crochet the second round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Draw the loop through. Work one chain as the turning chain for the single crochet. Then work one single crochet in the same stitch. As you crochet, place both yarn tails above the hook, and hide them while you work. Then, in the adjacent stitch, work one half double crochet and one double crochet. Note that these two stitches are worked in the same stitch. After completing them, work one double crochet in the adjacent stitch. Next, work one treble crochet in the left stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the adjacent stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook now. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. A treble crochet is completed. Next, work a CH2SL picket stitch. Work 2 chains first. Then pick up the strand of yarn closer to you, and the one on the left side. Make one slip stitch. The picket stitch with chain 2 is complete. Now work another treble crochet in the same stitch below. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the same stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 3 times. Another treble crochet is complete. Next, work 1 double crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then work 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet in the left side stitch. We can consider these stitches as one group. For this round, we just repeat this stitch pattern in sequence. Let me demonstrate another group for you. 1 single crochet. Then work 1/2 double crochet, and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Next, work 1 double crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then work 1 treble crochet. After completing it, make a picket with 2 chain stitches. Start by chaining 2. Then pick up the 2 strands here. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work another treble crochet in the same position. Follow that with 1 double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet on the left side. The second group is now complete. For the rest, please refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart to finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last group, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. Fasten off normally. Then hide the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side of the fabric. That's it. The second round is now completed. Continue with the third round. Pick up the corresponding color yarn. On the left side of where you fastened off. Hook out through the chain space of the picket stitch. The chain space might be small. If you can't find it precisely, just pick up above 2 strands of yarn. Draw the loop through. Work 1 turning chain. Then work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Work 2 chains. After completing, work 1 more single crochet into the same space. Then work 4 chains. The next stitch is a front post single crochet. Insert the hook from the front through the stitch of a single crochet. Exit on the left side of the adjacent stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, and draw through all the loops on the hook. You have now completed 1 front post single crochet. Next, work 4 chains. Then, in the chain space between the previous round's picket stitch, work 2 single crochets. Work 2 chains between each pair of single crochets as the interval. After completing that, work 4 more chains. Then move on to the next front post single crochet. Pick up the stitch from the single crochet of the previous round, going from right to left. Pay attention to the insertion point. Use the regular single crochet method to finish this stitch. Another front post single crochet is now complete. This means the technique for working a front post single crochet is the same as a regular single crochet. The only difference is the insertion point. Moving forward, refer to the previous demonstration. Complete the remaining part of this circle. After finishing with 4 chains, join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Tighten the yarn. Work 1 chain to secure. Then fasten off the yarn normally. Hide the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side of the fabric. Look everyone, this is what it looks like after completing the 3rd round. Next, we'll work on the 4th round. Pick up the corresponding color yarn. First, locate the insertion point. On the 1st round stitch that corresponds to the 2nd round's 2 treble crochets below the break position. Insert your hook under one strand on the backside. Draw the loop through. Then work 3 chain stitches. Then, on the left side of these 2 treble crochets, pick up 1 strand on the backside of the 2nd double crochet. Pay attention, here you're picking up the strand behind the stitch. Don't pick up the yarn below. Work 1 slip stitch. Then continue with 3 chain stitches. Then, on the right side of the next group of 2 treble crochets in round 2, pick up 1 strand on the backside of the 2nd double crochet. Work 1 slip stitch. Work 3 more chain stitches. Then, on the stitch from the 1st round, that corresponds to these 2 treble crochets, pick up the strand from the back and work 1 slip stitch. Next, work 3 chain stitches. Then pick up the strand behind the second double crochet, on the left side of these 2 treble crochets. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 3 more chain stitches. For this round, on both sides of the 2 treble crochets in second round. Pick up 1 strand on the back side of the second double crochet, and the stitch from the first round, that corresponds to these 2 treble crochets. Pick up the strand from the back and work a slip stitch. Work 3 chain stitches as intervals between each slip stitch. Follow the pattern to complete the remaining part of this round. After completing the final 3 chain stitches, pick up the initial insertion point and work 1 slip stitch. This way, the 4th round is completed. Next, we'll work on the 5th round. First, you need to adjust the starting position. Work 1 slip stitch into the adjacent chain space. Now the yarn tail is at the starting position. Then make 1 turning chain. Next, work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Place the yarn tail above the hook, and hide it as you work. Then work 6 double crochets into the adjacent chain space. Work 1 chain stitch between the double crochets. After completing that, work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 spaces. Work 1 chain stitch between the single crochets. Then work 1 double crochet into the adjacent chain space. Next, make 3 chain stitches. Then work 1 slip stitch into the same space. Make 3 more chain stitches. Then work 1 double crochet into the same space again. Next, work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 chain spaces. Work 1 chain stitch between the single crochets. After completing that, work 1 double crochet into the adjacent chain space. Make 3 chain stitches. Work 1 slip stitch. Then make 3 chains and 1 double crochet. Next, refer to the previous demonstration. Crochet the remaining part of this round. After completing the last chain, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Tighten it. Then fasten off normally. That's it. The 5th round is now completed. Now move on to the 6th round. Pick up the corresponding color yarn. Insert the hook into the chain space between the double crochets on the left side of where you fastened off. Draw the loop through. Work 3 chains as a turning chain. Then make 2 chains for the interval. Next, work 1 double crochet in the adjacent chain space. Make 2 more chains. Then, in the next 3 adjacent chain spaces, work 1 double crochet in each. Work 2 chains between each double crochet for the intervals. Once completed, skip the single crochet and chain here. On the chain adjacent to the left side of this double crochet, pick up 2 strands and work 1 single crochet. Then make 4 chains. Next, on the chain to the right side of this double crochet, pick up 2 strands and work 1 single crochet. Then make 4 more chains. Finally, work 1 single crochet in the chain on the left side of this double crochet. Then work 4 chains. Next, work 1 single crochet in the chain on the right side of this double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet in each of the 5 chain spaces here. Work 2 chains between each double crochet. Next, refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart to complete the remaining part of this round. After the last stitch is completed, join with a slip stitch to the turning chain. Pull tight. Then fasten off the yarn normally. That's it. The 6th round is now complete. Let's move on to the 7th round. First, join the yarn in the chain space adjacent to the left of where you fastened off. Then make 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Work 4 more double crochets in the same chain space. Now, including the turning chain, there are 5 double crochets in total. Slightly stretch the loop above the last stitch. Remove the hook. Insert the hook into the 3rd chain from the turning chain. Pick up 2 strands. Then insert the hook into the loop that was left earlier. Make a slight adjustment. Draw the loop through. Be mindful to keep the double crochet standing out as you work it. After completing, make 1 chain stitch to secure. That completes 1 DC5 popcorn 1 stitch. From now on, I'll simply call it a popcorn stitch. Since we started with a turning chain, the technique here is a bit special. Next, make a chain 3 as an interval. Then work a regular popcorn stitch in the adjacent chain space. First, crochet 5 double crochets into this space. After completing, enlarge the loop, remove the hook. Locate the first of the 5 double crochets. Pick up the stitch and insert the hook. Pull through the loop that was left. Again, ensure the double crochets stand out. After finishing, make 1 chain to secure. 1 popcorn stitch is done. Then crochet 3 chains as an interval. Next, in the next 2 adjacent chain spaces, work 1 popcorn stitch in each space. In between, crochet 3 chains for intervals. After completing, chain 3. Then work 1 slip stitch in the next chain space. After finishing, transition the yarn tail to the second chain space on the left side. First, enlarge the loop. Then pull the yarn ball through the loop. Gently tighten the yarn tail. Next, insert the hook into the second chain space on the left side. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Note: the yarn should not be pulled too tight nor too loose. Just keep the fabric piece flat. This way, the yarn tail will transition to the corresponding position. For the rest of this round, after completing each slip stitch, use this method to carry the yarn every time. Next, work 3 chains. Then in the next 4 adjacent chain spaces, work 1 popcorn stitch in each space. Work 3 chains as intervals between the popcorn stitches. After completing, work 3 more chains. Then work 1 slip stitch in the next adjacent chain space. Next, transition the yarn tail to the second chain space on the left side. Pay attention to keeping the yarn loose enough. Maintain the flatness of the fabric piece. Next, follow this method to complete this round. After finishing the last 3 chains, in the insertion point at the top of the first popcorn stitch, join with a slip stitch. Tighten it up, then fasten off the yarn normally. That's it. The 7th round is now complete. Next, let's move on to the 8th round. On the right side of the breakpoint, insert the hook into the second chain space. Join the yarn here. Make 2 chains as the turning chain. These 2 chains count as 1/2 double crochet, then work 1/2 double crochet, and 1 double crochet in the same position. While crocheting, wrap the yarn tail into the stitches. Then, at the next 3 adjacent chain spaces, work 3 double crochets in each space. After completing them, make 2 chains. Then work 3 more double crochets in the same space. Work 3 double crochets in each of the next 2 adjacent chain spaces. After finishing, work 1 double crochet, and 2 half double crochets in the chain space on the left side. Then work 5 double crochets in the next adjacent chain space. Work 1 chain as intervals between the double crochets. Next, refer to the previous demonstration. Complete the remaining part of this round. After finishing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch to the second chain of the turning chain. Tighten it. Then fasten off the yarn normally. That's it. The 8th round is now completed. Now let's move on to the 9th round. Insert the hook into the chain space on the right side of where you cut the yarn. Join the yarn. Chain 3 as the turning chain. Then work an incomplete half double crochet in the same position. Next, work an incomplete back post double crochet. Locate the half double crochet adjacent to the left side of the turning chain. Yarn over. On the wrong side of the fabric. Draw through the gap on the right side of this half double crochet. Insert from the gap on the left side. In other words, pick up this half double crochet, yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Now there are 4 loops remaining on the hook. Yarn over, and draw through in once. We call this stitch cluster pattern 3. Next, pick up the 10 double crochets on the left side. Work a back post double crochet in each of them, that is, always work from the back. Like this, pick up the double crochet and work it. After completing it, in this chain space, work 2 double crochets first. Then work 2 chains. Next, work 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. After finishing, pick up the 10 double crochets on the left side. Work a back post double crochet in each of them. After completing that, pick up the half double crochet from the adjacent stitch, and work a incomplete back post double crochet. Then, in the chain space on the left side, work an incomplete half double crochet. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, and draw through once. We call this stitch cluster pattern 4. Next, work a double crochet in the same stitch. Then work 3 double crochets in each of the adjacent 2 chain spaces. After finishing, work a double crochet in the chain space on the left side. The next stitch is cluster pattern 3. First, work an incomplete half double crochet in the same space. Then insert the hook into the second half double crochet on the left. Work an incomplete back post double crochet. Yarn over, and pull through all the loops on the hook. Another cluster pattern 3 is completed. Next, refer to the chart. Finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. Tighten. That's it. The 9th round is now completed. Move on to the 10th round. First, adjust the starting position. Work 1 slip stitch in each of the 2 stitches on the left. Then make 1 turning chain. Next, insert the hook into this back post double crochet, and work a back post single crochet. Pick up the stitch from the wrong side. Work a single crochet. The back post single crochet is done. Continue working the back post single crochets. Work them all the way to this chain stitch position. Once you reach the correct spot, work 2 single crochets into this chain space. Work 1 chain stitch between the single crochets. Then continue working 12 back post single crochets. Work them all the way to the stitch before cluster pattern 4 from the previous round. After completing that, work 12 chain stitches. Then start from the stitch on the left side of cluster pattern 3. Work the back post single crochets in sequence. For the rest, refer to the previous demonstration. Finish the remaining part of this round. After completing it, join with a slip stitch to the first back post stitch. Pull tight. Then fasten off normally. This way, the 10th round is completed. Next, let's work on the 11th round, on the right side of where you fastened off, which is to the left stitch of the 3 double crochets from round 9. Insert the hook and join the yarn. Chain 3 as a turning chain. Then work 1 double crochet in the adjacent turning chain. After completing it, pick up the strand on the wrong side of the second back post single crochet from the left. Work 1 slip stitch. Then chain 6. Next, pick up the strand behind the 4th stitch to the right of the chain from round 8. Work 1 slip stitch. Then chain 5. After completing it, pick up the strand behind the 4th stitch to the left of the chain from round 8. And work 1 slip stitch. Next, chain 6. Then pick up the strand behind the second back post single crochet to the right of the chain stitch. and work 1 slip stitch. After completing it, in the stitch to the left of cluster pattern 4 in round 9, work 1 double crochet, then work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 adjacent stitches. After completing it, work 1 double crochet increase in the left stitch, which means working 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2. A double crochet increase is completed. Next, work 1 double crochet increase in the adjacent stitch. Then work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 adjacent stitches. After completing them, pick up the strand behind the second back post stitch on the left and work 1 slip stitch. Then chain 6. For the rest, everyone can refer to the previous demonstration. Simply finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. Tighten it, and then fasten off normally. That's it. The 11th round is now complete. Next, we'll work on the 12th round. Insert the hook into the turning chain of the 11th round, and join the yarn. Chain 3 to start. Then work 1 double crochet increase in the next adjacent stitch. Next, pick up the strand behind the 5th back post stitch from the 10th round, and work 1 slip stitch. This means there are 2 stitches apart from the previous slip stitch position. Then work 5 chain stitches. Next, pick the large space formed by 5 chain stitches in the middle of the previous round, and work 1 single crochet. After completing it, work 5 chain stitches. Then pick the strand behind the 5th back post stitch counting from left to right, and work 1 slip stitch. Again, this is 2 stitches apart from the previous slip stitch position. Next, work 1 double crochet increase in the stitch from the 11th round. Then work 3 double crochets in sequence. After finishing, work 2 double crochet increases consecutively. Next, continue with 3 more double crochets in sequence. After completing, work 1 double crochet increase in the last stitch here. Then pick the strand behind the 5th back post single crochet. Work 1 slip stitch. Next, work 5 chain stitches. Then, in the space formed by 5 chain stitches from the previous round, work 1 single crochet. Work 5 more chain stitches. Then, counting from the left, find the 5th back post single crochet, and pick the strand behind it. Work 1 slip stitch. Next, please refer to the previous demonstration. Finish crocheting the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch. Tighten it, and then fasten off the yarn normally. Like this. Round 12 is now completed. Continue to crochet round 13. Insert the hook into the turning chain of round 12, and join the yarn. Make 3 chains to start. Then work 3 chains as an interval. Skip 1 stitch next. Work 1 double crochet into the 2nd stitch on the left side. Then make 1 chain. Next, in round 10, work 1 slip stitch into the 7th back post single crochet. This means there is 1 stitch apart from the last slip stitch. Still pick up 1 strand of yarn from the back side. Then work 2 chains. Work 1 single crochet into each of the 2 chain spaces here. Work 3 chains between the single crochets. After completing, work 2 more chains. Then, work 1 slip stitch with an interval of 1 stitch here. That is, counting from the left. Pick the strand behind the 7th back post stitch. Work 1 chain next. Then work 1 double crochet into the 2nd stitch here. Work 3 chains after that. Continue with 6 double crochets afterward. Work 3 chains between the double crochets, and skip 1 stitch underneath for each section. After completing, work 1 chain. Then on the 7th back post stitch in round 10. Work 1 slip stitch, that is, separated by 1 stitch from the last one. Next, refer to the previous demonstration. Finish crocheting the remaining part of this round. After the last stitch is done, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. Tighten the yarn. Then fasten off. This way, the 13th round is completed. Now move on to the 14th round. At the stitch on the left side below where the yarn was broken, which is the stitch on the left side of the turning chain in round 12. Insert the hook. Join a new yarn. Pay attention here, you need to place round 13 in front. Then work 1 special popcorn stitch here. Start with 3 chain stitches as a turning chain. Then work 4 double crochets in the same stitch. Next, finish off this stitch. After completing it, chain 5. Then pick up the 3 chain spaces from the previous round. Work 1 single crochet into each space. Chain 1 between the single crochets for intervals. After finishing, chain 5 again. Then, in the skipped stitch between each double crochet from the previous round, work 1 popcorn stitch. Chain 2 as the intervals between each popcorn stitch. Pay attention, the 13th round should be placed in front. Like this, the 6 popcorn stitches in this section are now completed. Next, everyone refer to the chart, and finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last 2 chain stitches, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Then work 1 chain to secure. Break the yarn. Like this, the 14th round is completed. Now let's move on to the 15th round. Insert the hook into the chain space on the left side of the breakpoint. Join the yarn. Start with 3 chains as the turning chain. Work 6 double crochets in this chain space. Including the turning chain, you will have worked 7 stitches in total. Next, pick the chain space between the 2 single crochets in the 10th round below. Work 1 single crochet. Then in the adjacent large chain space, work 7 double crochets. After completing, in the chain space between the first 2 popcorn stitches on the left side, work 1 single crochet. At the same time, wrap the chain from the 13th round here. Then work 5 chains. Then pick the strand behind the double crochet, on the right side of the double crochet increase in round 12. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 5 chains. Next, pick the strand behind the double crochet, on the left side of the double crochet increase. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 5 chains again. Next, in the chain space between the last 2 popcorn stitches here, work 1 single crochet. At the same time, wrap the chain from the 13th round. Then in the adjacent large chain space, work 7 double crochets. Next, everyone please refer to the chart. Complete the remaining part of this round. After finishing the last single crochet, join with a slip stitch to the turning chain. Pull tight. This way, round 15 is completed. Since round 16 needs to be joined to the back piece, you can first hide all the yarn tails on the wrong side of the fabric. Next, start round 16. While working this round, some parts require joining the back piece to the front piece. Take out the back piece. Place the 2 fabric pieces with their wrong sides facing each other. Align the edges. Then take out a stitch marker. First, place a stitch marker between the two groups of double crochets on the left side of the starting position. At the same time, secure it to the last round of the back piece. Then, on the right side, place a stitch marker in the middle of the second group of 14 double crochets. At the same time, secure it with the back piece. The middle part is the opening for the pillowcase. The other side is the section that needs to be joined. We will mark the areas that need to be joined. Place a stitch marker every 10 centimeters or so. Ensure both front and back pieces are aligned flat. After completing the stitch markers, it's time to start crocheting. Work 2 chains as the turning chain. Then pick up adjacent stitches and crochet 6 single crochets in sequence. Now we've reached the position of the stitch marker. For the next part of the crocheting, you need to pass through both the front and back pieces together while crocheting. Pick up an adjacent stitch. Then pass through the back piece at the same time. And work 1 single crochet. Continue picking up stitches and working single crochets in sequence. Pay attention to keeping the front and back pieces aligned. Pass through both the front and back pieces together. There is only 1 stitch left now. Work 1/2 double crochet. Then on the left side, at round 14. Between the 2 popcorn stitches, on the double crochet from round 13. Work 1 double crochet. Make sure to go through the back piece at the same time. Next, in the adjacent chain space, work 3 double crochets. After completing that, in the next stitch, work 1 treble crochet. Making sure to pass through the back piece at the same time. Then, in the adjacent space, work 3 treble crochets. Following that, in the next stitch, work 1 treble crochet. Pay attention to keeping the front and back pieces aligned. Make sure the marker placement stays aligned and doesn't shift. Then, in the adjacent chain space, work 3 treble crochets. Next, in the left stitch, work 1 treble crochet. After completing that, in the left chain space, work 3 double crochets. Then, in the next stitch, work 1 double crochet. Next, everyone can refer to the chart and continue crocheting. Pay attention to aligning and joining the front and back pieces properly. Keep crocheting until you reach the marker on the right side of the pillowcase opening. Once you've reached the corresponding position. For the following part, there's no need to crochet together with the back piece anymore. Everyone finish crocheting the remaining part? After completing the last stitch, join it with the turning chain using a slip stitch. Pull tight. This way, round 16 is completed. The joining between the front and back pieces is now finished. Continue to crochet round 17. Start with 3 chains as the turning chain. Then, in the next 2 stitches on the left, work 1 double crochet increase in each stitch. After that, work 1/2 double crochet. Then, make 1 single crochet. Next, pick up the single crochet from round 15 on the left side. Work 1 front post single crochet. Then, skip 1 stitch. In the second stitch on the left, work 1 slip stitch. Skip 1 more stitch. In the second stitch on the left, work 1 slip stitch. Pick up the same single crochet from round 15 on the left side. Work 1 more front post single crochet. After completing, skip 1 stitch. On the second single crochet on the left, work 1 single crochet. Then, continue with 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 double crochet increase. And 1 double crochet. After finishing, start crocheting the corresponding stitch pattern from the chart on the left stitch. 1/2 double crochet. 2 single crochets. 2 half double crochets. One double crochet. After completing, work 1 double crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then, work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Next, work 1 treble crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then, work 1 treble crochet in the left stitch. After finishing, work a CH3SL picket stitch. First, work 3 chains. Then, pick up the strand closer to you and the strand on the left. Work 1 slip stitch. Then, work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Next, work the stitches symmetrical to the right side. Continue afterward. Everyone can refer to the chart and complete the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with the turning chain using a slip stitch. Pull tight. Work 1 chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Hide the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side of the fabric. Make sure to hide all the yarn tails, wherever they are. This way, round 17 is completed. The front piece is now done. Next, sew the buttons. Cut a short length of yarn. Use the same color yarn as the last 3 rounds of the front piece. Thread the needle. At the opening, first, sew 1 button at the position of the front post single crochet in the middle here. Pay attention to sewing the button on the wrong side of the fabric. Pick up the yarn and exit with the needle. Leave a little yarn tail. Then insert the needle through 1 button. Next, insert it into the adjacent chain space. Then tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails to secure it. Sew it 1 more time after that. After completing, tie off and weave in the ends neatly. This way, 1 button is now sewn. The other 2 buttons should be sewn above the exact middle of the 2 popcorn stitch groups on the left and right. While sewing, you can also go through this chain stitch. After completing, tie off and cut the yarn. Use the same method to finish the other button. For the back piece, align the chain spaces with the buttons and use them as buttonholes. This way, the process of attaching the buttons is now complete. Up to this point, the making method for this pillowcase has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.